Hello, my lovelies. This is reading for Capricorn for the month of February. I have a feeling for you guys that you're coming out of a very heavy period that's it feels like burdens on your shoulders, and actually your physical body feeling heavy, and for some people a difficulty in motion, and a tiredness and exhaustion, a lethargy, and you're coming out of that now, thank goodness, into this lovely energy of Aquarius in February. And for some of you, there's I'm hearing the word being disheartened about certain things, and it feels like with some people it's being disheartened about a certain project that hasn't taken off or hasn't shown any signs of life yet, and that is about to change. There's a new moon on the 4th of February in the sign of Aquarius, and this energy is a very good time to plant some seeds. I would also say maybe look back at some of the blueprints or plans that you've had in the last 18 months, and some of these things really need to be rejiggled, some things discarded, and taking a fresh look at how you saw things panning out, because over the last 18 months or so there's been a shift and a change within what's out there that would like to come and meet you, and if you don't change your views or your focus a little bit, you could miss them and you continue plodding along in the way that you have been. Some of you may also have physical rigidness in your bodies, because the planet that rules Capricorn is Saturn, and Saturn rules our skeletons, our bones and our teeth. And I just get the feeling that there's one or two of you, it feels like not just lower back pain, but in the sacrum and the hips, and that ability to have motion and move forward. And some of that is stuck emotions, stuck energy in those areas. So what's coming in for you is an ability to heal those emotions and move beyond where you've been stuck before. I've chosen a little angel card for you, and this one is balance. So if things have been out of balance or way out of whack for you, that is coming, things are coming back into balance for you. See the little angel balancing on what looks like a tightrope, and it is part of the E of balance, and his arms are outstretched. So there's a welcome here for you from the angelic realms. Angel arms open to you, angel hugs open to you, beckoning you to find that balance within yourself. So sometimes once you correct a thought that's slightly out of balance, it affects your whole being, your whole body, and allows you to move in new directions. For some who have physical restrictions, a lot of the energies coming through in February is about freeing you up in a physical sense. So it's finding a way of working with something that appears to be not working properly in your physical body, and changing your mindset with regard to that and letting those things drop away. The self-mastery card, there's lightness. So there are many meanings to the word lightness. It's the opposite of feeling heavy, but also a lightness of being. So this sense of any burdens or heavy stuff you've been carrying in your life, that's being released and you can feel light. Lightness also is the light within yourself. So that divine spark illumination which wishes to be ignited within you. And we all have this, and sometimes we walk around with dark glasses on and don't acknowledge the light within us. But for you, I feel with this month, it's being able to acknowledge that part of yourself which is bright and shiny. And it says here, I am free and easy. As a master, I fly with the wings of wisdom and connectedness, connected with those around me and with my own inner brilliance. So brilliance is light. It is that fabulous, shiny part of ourselves, which is part of the divine, part of all that is. And when you feel the wings of wisdom and connectedness within yourself, so even if you're a youngster, you can still have wisdom. And sometimes we feel disconnected from our higher self, our higher aspect, and we never really are. It's just you've put the dimmer switch on. So when we turn the dimmer switch in our lives, then the light seems more gloomy. And as Abraham says, you don't walk into a room and look for the dark switch. You walk in and you look for the light switch. So finding on your own body where you've dimmed the light and what needs to shine. So this month of February, you're going to feel a lightness of being and tapping into that beautiful divine light within yourself and shining it on those around you. And this is fabulous because it's come up again in the card, an angel, Ascended Masters. This is Lug, who's a god of light. And it is about persistence. Lug is an ancient Celtic god, and his there's a ceremony for him at the end of summer. It's called Lunasa. So it's a bit like Harvest Festival, and thanking the planet, thanking Mother Earth for everything that's been grown and harvested. So the energy of persistence is about you allowing that light within yourself to shine. Look at him, isn't he beautiful? Well, so are you. And the light is shining from his third eye. So that is our intuitive self, our psychic self, our ability just to know and tune in. But also he's wearing a crown, and the crown represents our connection to the divine, the source energy. It comes in through that area. And his hair too is brilliant. There's a brilliance to it. And if you look at the jewellery around his neck, that is a conductor. Gold is a conductor. So that's being able to find the voice that might have been hidden away, that needs to be heard. So as you tune into those areas, into the third eye, into the throat, and where this clasp here is, it's just where the clavicle or the collarbone joins. And in this area is the thymus, and also what we call the higher heart. So when we work with the higher heart energy, this is unconditional love. So this beautiful energy of this Ascended Master is coming in to embrace you and to help you to shine again. So an incredible lightness of being. Yeah, lightness. Oops. Balance. So if these things have been lacking in your life, they're knocking at the door again, they want to come back. So now is the time for you to be reignited, to reignite that fire, that brightness, that light within you, and to share it with others. And if you aren't clear on what that could possibly be, because your logical self is saying, I don't feel bright and shiny, I don't know what this light is within me. When you have some quiet time, when there's no distractions of the TV or internet or anything, sometimes when we sit by a window and we look out and we go into that lovely daydreamy state, that's the time where you can ask questions of the universe or your higher self. And if you ask open-ended questions, the universe can more readily answer you. So you might like to make a little list of questions and say them out loud as you go into this dreamy state. You might fall asleep as well, might drop off. But when you come to, there should be some sense of release, relaxation. And usually, when an answer doesn't come immediately, something shows up within 3 days. And the answers don't always come immediately into your mind. It can be that they're delivered to you through messages. So it could be that you're driving along, you put the radio on, and there's a song. And the words jump out at you. And I think, oh yeah, that makes sense. That resonates with me. And then when you open up the magazines on Sunday, there's the same thing. Oh, second time. We might go to the garage, fill up with petrol, and go and pay for it, and there's someone in the queue ahead of you, and they say exactly the same thing again. So usually the universe repeats 3 times. Because if you didn't get it the first time, they say, oh, we'll give it another go. And by the 3rd time, it should really resonate with you what it is this message is all about. I've chosen a Native American medicine card. These are animal cards. As I work with animals, I'm an animal healer and animal communicator. And the energies of the animals, when they bring a message through to you, there's a little bit more depth to it and more profound. And this is lovely. This is deer medicine. And it's number 4. So 4 in numerology is about being grounded. So if you imagine a table has 4 legs, then there's balance. So you've got it again. A sense of balance coming into your life. And there's a lovely story that goes with the deer energy. It is said that in ancient times, deer had such a pure heart and was so loving. And as she walked up the mountain path one day, a huge ogre jumped out and tried to frighten her to death. But she wasn't frightened. She was so pure of heart and so loving. And she smiled sweetly at the ogre. And again, he roared at her and tried to frighten her. But she just came back with this loving look towards him. And it infuriated him so much, he shrunk to the size of a walnut. So whatever may have been around you that has been trying to scare you or diminish you or make you feel small in any way, the energy of deer has come in to remind you about being gentle with yourself, gentle and loving with yourself. And as you do that, you will draw to you other gentle, loving, kind people. So if there's been a sense of disharmony and heaviness around you, this month of February, you'll be able to feel that lifted off you. If you see a deer around, you may see a physical deer around. 3 I saw recently, a big old stag and 2 ladies jumped right across a hedge into the road. The deer was big enough to jump over the hedge to the other side, but the 2 ladies weren't strong enough, so they trotted down the road, and I followed very gently behind them. And I thought, oh, it was a triple whammy here, so it wasn't just one lot of deer energy, it was 3. So if you should come across a deer, then acknowledge its presence and thank it for showing up. So even if it's not a physical one, you might see a drawing or a painting or an animated movie. And when you see it, it should open up your heart center, your higher heart center. And it's to remind you about being gentle with yourself. And here we have a little mini card. Isn't she pretty? And it says, be gentle with yourself and offer kindness to all living things. So as we notice things around us, sometimes when we're so busy with our lives, we go past things and don't even notice them. And the universe has brought them to us for as a gift to take notice of. And there's such a lovely shift and change for you in February that you may start to see creatures, animals that have just come to visit and give you a message. And there's a lovely story I heard just the other day. There was a lady in America who's on a spiritual path, just opening up to all weird and wonderful things. She said, right, God, I want a message. I want you to show me something that's solid and clear, that I'm on the right path and I'm doing the right thing. And it was a warm day, and she had the windows down in her car, and suddenly, through one window flies a bald eagle. And they're huge, they are just huge. And it stood on her dashboard, and it opened up his wings, and he looked her straight in the eye, and she pulled over to the side of the road. And he was there a little while, and then he closed his wings and flew out the other window. So I'm not saying that Spirit's going to send you as huge a message as that, but just for you to be aware when we do ask the universe, Spirit, for a sign, they do show up. So something may appear in your life that will be an answer to your prayer. It says, offer kindness in all ways to all living things. So it isn't just humans, it's to animals as well. And it's to have your ears open, because you may not necessarily see something, you may hear something. I heard a robin singing the other day. It was just the most glorious, glorious bird song. And I was searching the trees looking to see if I could see him, and I couldn't. But it was enough just to hear this fabulous voice coming out of this tiny little creature, and it stirred my heart. So there you are. There's something wants to confirm things for you, that you are progressing, you are on the right path, and things will start to improve in your life. So I shall finish off with a card from the Wellbeing Set by Esther and Jerry Hicks, and these are all about the law of attraction and how we draw things to us, whether it's positive or negative. So we'll see what wants to show up for you lovely Capricorns. Ooh, I think that one there. Come on, out you come. Right. The law of attraction is the most powerful universal law, and it is my friend. You create with your every thought. By the universal law of attraction, that which is like unto itself is drawn. You are attracting the essence of whatever you are giving your attention to, wanted or unwanted. Whatever we focus on, whatever we give our attention to, it will grow. It will manifest. So when we focus on our aches and our pains and our troubles and our cares and our woes, we get more of it because you've activated that energy. And you create your own reality with all of your thoughts. So by changing your mind, one thought at a time, you will start to attract into your life those things which will benefit you and those around you, those things that will bring you joy, those things that will bring you blessings. So when you start to bless things in your life and have a gratitude, so even if things haven't shown up yet, bless them anyway and show gratitude for them anyway. The universal law of attraction will bring them to you. So it's making room, it's making space in your mind. And making space means you clear out old belief systems, old thought forms, old patterning. And it's having that ability to recognize when you're thinking about something that it's an old pattern or an old belief that no longer serves you. And once we recognize these things and acknowledge these things, they no longer have a hold over us. They no longer have a power over us. So it's a bit like when you're at your computer and you think, oh, I need to delete some files here. So you click on the file and then you see it flying across the screen into a little bin. But it asks you first, are you sure you want to delete this? And then you can press the yes button. So it's a little bit of a life review you could be doing. Going through those folders in your life, in your mind. Yes, I'm really sure I want to delete that one. And the action of doing that, putting stuff in the bin, is a very powerful thing. So you could even write down a list of things, say, these things no longer serve me, and make a list and then burn it. And then you can make another list and say, these things come in to serve me, and make a list. And then you can keep that. Now, on the 4th of February, there's a lovely new moon in Aquarius. So new moons are always about planting seeds and new beginnings. So it's a very good time to be able to do that and make it a little ceremony. So if you have kids around you who might be playing up or can't find a focus in their lives or are feeling a little bit low or even being bullied at school, make it a game. On the new moon on the 4th, make it a little game. And if they can't write yet, then draw something. You can draw little circles for them and say, right, put something in that circle. And then they can stick it up on the fridge or in their bedroom. You can do the same. So when you're seeing something daily, it triggers off the energy of that thing in your mind. If you're looking at something negative daily, like a horrible photograph of something destructive, you will trigger off that same resonance, so you can feel sad or angry about it. So when you have lovely, pretty, beautiful writings and drawings, say that your kids have done, and because they've put their energies into it, they manifest much faster than we do, and we can learn from them. So if there are things that you would like to bring into your life, focus on those. If there are things you'd like to discard from your life, make a quick list, burn it. Don't keep going over it. Just once it's gone, it's gone. So I do hope that's been of some help to you, my lovelies. If you'd like to have a private reading, all the details are in the box below. If you'd like to commission a painting, I do these inspirational pieces. Usually you choose your 3 favourite colours. So it's not my colours at all. They're your 3 favourite colours, and I put them on a canvas and I squiggle them around a little bit with a palette knife, and then we see what jumps out. Also, I draw spirit guides. So if anyone would like to have a drawing of a spirit guide and a message from them, then details about that are also in the box below. So thank you for watching. Thank you for liking, subscribing and sharing. And I look forward to seeing you next time. Bye for now.